Like I said, it's either heaven or hell. Right now it's heaven, but in another couple of months it'll be hell. It gets hot as hell here. But anyway, we have a very important show because some of you have heard about AI, artificial intelligence, and it's going to be, from what I hear, it's going to be bigger than the internet and all this, and the hype is on. It's the same as Bitcoin. You know, they're saying Bitcoin today is like, let's say 60,000. It's going to go to 5 million a coin and all this. And you hear all these stories. But does that mean you should invest in it? No. You know what I mean? And one of the rules of thumb is if you're going to invest, you should know what you're investing in. Are you good at it? So I'm pretty good at oil because I went to school to be an oil man. So I make a lot of money on oil. I study real estate like crazy. I make a lot of money on real estate. And I'm a miner. I own gold mines and silver mines, but I study the subject. Do I recommend you invest in what I invest? No. But you should know what you should know. So a very special friend, longtime guest here, Bert Doman. He's going to be talking about AI, artificial intelligence. So it's going to be bigger and than the internet and all this other stuff. I hear all of this. But as my friends know, I know nothing about technology. I'm a complete dinosaur when it comes to technology. So am I going to jump into AI? Of course not. That'd be suicide. But Bert's going to talk about, he's Dolman Research. He's going to be talking about the services that Bert does. He's well known for his research. Bert is extremely well recognized by the leaders on Wall Street as one of the guys who researches the most. So he's going to be talking today about AI. But as you know, Rich Dad does not make any recommendations. We don't say buy this or sell that or do this. But he's going to be talking about his service for those who are interested in AI and how you can invest in this hottest new product coming up. So with that, we have a dear friend, Bert Doman. Bert, welcome to the program.
Nice to be with you, Robert, as always. Yeah. Good to see your smiling face.
Yeah. So I've known Bert for I don't know how many years because we kind of grew up in Hawaii together. The People's Republic of Hawaii, as Forbes calls it. It's so Marxist. But anyway, so AI, tell us about this one. Is this as big as the .com bubble and all this stuff?
Well, we have written that we think it's going to be much bigger than the .com bubble. And the .com bubble was very big and very profitable if you got out, which we were lucky to do on time on March 10th, 2000. And so you have to know when to sell. That's really the important thing in investing. Most people focus on buying. They want to catch the stock that doubles every month and so on. No, focus on knowing when to get out.
Correct.
You want to be able to preserve what you have.
Correct.
Keep from losing your butt.
And
that's basic.
Because I've known Bert for years, and one of the things that he pisses off a lot of people because everybody's riding high, and he'll come out with his Wellington report, which is a very important letter, comes out weekly report. But he says things that people don't want to hear. Like he'll say, get out. And they don't get out, and they take the hammering. So explain, why is AI bigger than .com internet?
Well, I think especially today, our schools are pathetic. People don't learn a lot in school anymore, and I'm talking about like universities and so on. And they learn all the stuff that you cannot translate in the job market. Nobody's going to give you a job because you're good at ESG and DEI, all those 3-letter acronyms. You don't learn anything useful anymore. And luckily now we're seeing vocational schools really coming up and getting very popular. People need to learn something useful. And vocational schools actually teach people something useful. And that's an important thing. It's really sad that look at what's happening at the Ivy League schools. They're learning how to protest. I mean, who wants to know that? We should learn how to get along and learn from other people who are successful. That learning and reading is the most important thing. If you don't read, you will never be able to be successful. And I find today when we interview people that want to work with us and so on, They always ask, "What? Tell me about the latest books that you read." Oh, I don't read books, but I do a lot of reading. I said, "Where do you do your reading?" Oh, I go on Facebook and Instagram and so on. I said, "That is not reading."
You're talking my language now because
Yeah,
I'm disturbed by you knew my father, Ralph Kiyosaki, candidate for lieutenant governor of Hawaii, and all that. But he was a PhD. He knew nothing about money. That was my poor dad,
yeah,
and nothing's changed.
yeah.
They're still teaching us kids nothing
Yeah.
about money. So why is AI going to be bigger than .com or that stuff?
AI will take all of the data that's out there for a certain subject matter, all, and I'm talking about billions of bits and even terabytes of data. And the computer can analyze that in a few seconds' time and know what to do, what are the important points. And this is what we're trying to do in 1985 when we started a AI program for pattern recognition of stock charts. And but computers at that time were too weak; they couldn't do it. And but now they can do it, and they can actually use these terabytes of data to find out, for example, cancer, how to cure cancer. There are so many cancer studies out there that nobody has ever read. You know, like at the NIH, there's been, I think they've got a budget for about $25 billion a year on their studies, and they are excellent. I've read so many of them, especially on cancer, because we had a family member with cancer and so on. And just reading these studies, using common drugs for off-label use, you could find out how you can cure cancer. And this family member was cured in 3 years' time. Was remission since that time, although at the low point she had 2 days to live, according to the doctors. But so we abandoned the doctors and followed a different system. So anyway, you can learn so much from all the data that is out there. And that's what AI does. They take all of this known data, all the studies, etc., for a subject matter, and the computer in a few seconds time analyzes that and then spits out the results. Said this and this and this would work well, these other things would not work well. And this is amazing. That's what we tried to achieve in the mid 1980s, because I said, yeah, I and the other people in our company, we can look at charts, but boy, it takes a long time to look at 1,000 stock charts every day. And so here a computer can do it in a few seconds,
So,
and that's what it's all about. And you can bet that there are investment firms that are using pattern recognition and AI to analyze the stock market.
so why is it going to be bigger than .com? That's what I'm going to. How big is it going to get?
Because
That's what I want.
Yeah, because every business can use this. You can use AI for just about everything that happens in a company. Look at where I always said we need AI is customer service. You talk to most customer service people, they don't get trained. They get hired. They give them a chair and a desk, and that's it.
Right.
They don't train these people anymore. You ask them a question, you get an answer. Well, I think it's like this, and I think it's like this. They're guessing. You know, and so you just ask the computer that with AI, boom, in 1 second, they've got the answer for the question that you have. So there's tremendous applications for AI,
I've
and the
and
computer can compute these things so much faster.
I've heard AI is bigger than the gasoline engine and electricity and all that. It's going to change the world. Will it replace people's jobs?
That is a very important question. My feeling is no, because everything that has happened in the world that was supposed to replace millions of jobs uh, didn't do it. Actually, created jobs. I remember so well when I was in high school. There was the automatic switching at the telephone company started up. When you make a telephone connection, you had to take an operator. Operator would connect you. Well, then they started with electronic switching. Wow! So suddenly the computer did it, and then it got more automatic and so on, and until you didn't need an operator anymore and so on. And people said, "Oh boy, look at it! We got so and so many million people working on the switchboards of telephone companies. They're all going to be unemployed." It didn't happen.
Okay.
Did not happen.
And then so
It created more jobs.
yeah, Bert, and For some reason, Phoenix is a test area for a lot of new technology, and we've had Waymo cars driving around Phoenix for a long time. At the same time, everybody's jumping into Uber. So here are these young people, male and female, who are using their cars to be Uber drivers, and sitting in the stoplight next to them is a Waymo car without a driver. So how do you explain that? You know what I mean?
That's scary. That's scary.
And
But,
then
but but they
what?
need to do something. The way the Waymo car knows is the stripes on the roads. That's how it knows where it should be steering. And the many roads that are not painted. So the cities have to adapt to this and start painting the streets so that the cameras on the automatic car have a guideline.
Right. And then one more thing is that my research, I found out that about 34% of jobs are drivers, like truck drivers and all this stuff. And then now and more people
Yeah.
are pushing for driverless trucks. So that's why AI is such an important subject. It's going to be very, very big. And what you're saying here is very good advice. He says you can get into it, but you have to know when to exit it. So are you predicting
Yes.
I want to let you, this is what Bert sends me here. Fabulous work. I sit here and I study it and all this. This is one of his reports here. So if you're interested in AI, Bert, how does a person get a hold of this research paper?
Yeah, you can get it free. We're offering for free right now, and I think there's a website. You can go to our website, domancapital.com, and you can get it free for a limited time. It's about a 22 or 24 page report.
But
It's
Bert,
really very good. It's not a sales. It's not a sales piece.
right, Bert, the price is fabulous, but the most important thing, you dumbed it down enough for me to understand it.